Thank you for joining me today on Social Security Today. And my name is Jeffrey Rodriguez. I am the Public Affairs Specialist with Social Security Administration here in Orange County. And it's a beautiful day today. And we have a lot of information that I want to get into and review with you in today's show. But before I do that, a couple things I need to do. First, today's my wife's birthday. And so I wish her a happy birthday. I hope that she has a wonderful day, and we have plans set up for this weekend. So if you see me for any reason, wish my wife, the lady who will be with me, wish her a happy birthday. And also, if you see, I have a red tie on. Today is Wear Red Day, which promoting and just the awareness of women that have or suffer with different types of heart diseases, and I believe it's, the percentage up there is extremely high as far as deaths due to heart attack amongst women. And so today, the first Friday of February, we wear our red, and it's good to get the information that we need to take care of ourselves. And really, that ties into some of the information we'll look at today, but I'll just say, when we're looking at as far as the average across with the United States and those that receive benefits, we've definitely seen this trend. People are taking better care of themselves. There's better medicine. And so we see the aged community, those that are over age 65, is increasing. We're gone from back 20 years ago from about 7%. Currently, about 14% or more are over age 65. And shortly, within about 15, 20 years, we'll see that number rise again up to over 20%. And so that affects as far as how many people are receiving benefits with the baby boomers. It's a lot of information that's out there for us to know, and it affects everything we do. So let's jump into Social Security. And I start off with, and since we're in February, one of those non-holidays, but we know it happens, is Groundhog's Day. And just as Punxsutawney Phil, if you were watching any of the news, and kind of a side note, I was watching, I don't know if you saw that, where they held up the groundhog close to the mayor who was speaking, and it actually bit his ear right on a live camera for him. It was pretty hilarious. I don't know why they're getting an animal that close to the person, but either way, regardless of what the groundhog determined and saw his shadow, didn't see his shadow, what I'd like to start off with is that we have a way, whether it's cold or for whatever reasons you don't want to go outside or you don't need to go to a Social Security office, we have My Social Security account. With a My Social Security account, you can do so many things, and there's so many benefits by having that. And matter of fact, one of the newest things that we'll get into in a little bit in regards to a My Social Security account, it's really important. So we're really encouraging, and if you've heard me before, I will always start out a presentation with this because it is key. Everything you do nowadays is linked some way to internet, to going online and determining information, or going into accounts, whether they're bank accounts, retirement accounts, whatever it is, information. Nowadays everything's linked through internet, through online. Well, Social Security is no different. And so what I ask you to do, and what is very important, is to set up this My Social Security account. If we can go to that second slide, or the first slide even, what I want to do is just bring your attention. It's real easy. When you go to the socialsecurity.gov and you go to the My Account, you set it up. It takes about maybe 5-10 minutes at most to set it up. And look at the things that you can do. You can gain access online to Social Security statements every year when you need those, and people are asking for proof of, or the Social Security statement. You can print those out right from your account. The other thing there is to get a benefit verification letter. Say you need proof of your benefits, of Medicare, if you have Medicare already, then you can go right there and receive that. Also, you can change your address and telephone number. You're able to go on and update and keep that information accurate, as well as to start or change a direct deposit. All these things that you can do by having a My Social Security account, unbelievable. You do not have to try to come into our offices Trust me, there are a lot of people with complex situations that require them to come into the office, or immediate situations. If you have some of these needs, the easiest thing for you to do is kind of be like the groundhog. Just stay at home, stay indoors, go right online, get your information that you need, the verifications that you need. The easiest, best way to do it. If you haven't started your benefits, you also can go on and you can get estimates. You can look at and use our calculators to determine what would be the exact amount that I am eligible, whether you're going to start at 62, whether you're starting at 65 when you stop working and receive Medicare, or 66 or age 67, depending on your full retirement age, whatever year you were born, or 70 and maximizing with delayed retirement credit. There are so many options, and the best way for you to be informed at whatever is best for you is to set up a My Social Security account, go on, look at the information, use the estimators, use those calculators so that you can be informed and make a decision that is right for you. As we had talked about, when you get that benefit verification letter, it is official proof. And if you can see, when you get that, when you print that out, if you go to that next slide where it says benefit verification letter, that form, or when you print that out, is an official proof from our agency of income, Medicare coverage, retirement or disability benefits, and even your age, because all of that information is going to be listed on that for you. So if you need that information, that benefit verification letter, right online, if you have a My Social Security account, you're able to set that up. The other thing that's real important is we talked about whether you're going to file at age 62 or reduced amount, or you're waiting till your full retirement age, or you're going to wait till 70 and get delayed retirement credit. Even if you're going to do just Medicare, you're continuing to work and you don't want retirement benefits yet, but maybe you want Medicare, then you can still use the same method. You can go online. And especially if you're going to do retirement benefits, again, you don't have to come into our offices. It's not that we don't want to see you. We love seeing you. You're wonderful people, and so are we in the office. I work with great people throughout all the offices, the 6 offices here in Orange County. Fantastic people. So it's not that we don't want to see you, but we have so many people that are coming in, again, for those immediate and urgent and complex needs, that if you're able to go online and file for your benefits, it is the easiest, best way. We'll get that application, we'll review it for accuracy to make sure that nothing seems maybe incorrect, or that information that maybe you need to know and make another decision. We'll review it for that. Once we do, and if everything's right, we start up your benefits when you've asked, and it's easy. So how do you apply for retirement benefits? Again, the easiest way, if you look at that, is just to go right to www.socialsecurity.gov. And if you take a look at that slide, real easy. That's the best and quickest way. File right online. The other way that you can get a hold of us is by calling the 1-800 number at 1-800-772-1213, and you can set up an appointment. Don't start asking questions there, would be my advice to the teleservice representative that answers. I would say when you call that number, what you're going to want to do is let them know that you're going to file. They will protect your filing date so you won't lose it no matter when your appointment is set up, and they'll set you up for an appointment. And I would recommend, if possible, ask them to set up an appointment so that we call you. Again, you can remain at home, in the comfort of your own home, sit back in your lazy boy, have a cup of coffee, we'll call you, and then we'll do that work. If you really feel that it's important for you to come into our office, I would call that 1-800 number, set up an appointment to come into the office. That way we know you're going to be coming in. We'll have everything prepared as far as from our side so that we're ready to take your claim, and the claims representative will be more than happy to help you and walk through, look at your options, explain the information to you, and then once you've made that decision, then you'll be able to start your benefits. And again, just because you sit down with a claims representative and you review the information and you realize that you have some other options, don't feel that you need to be forced to starting your benefits then. The option is yours, and you need to be careful. You need to be real careful about when you're starting, because once you start those benefits, that amount is for the rest of your life. So you want to make sure that that's the right decision for you. And there is no two people alike. Even if you have a twin, their situation is going to be different. Even if you're married, your spouse situation is going to be different. Everybody is unique. And that's the wonderful thing, is that we treat you as individuals. So when we look at your record, or if you're eligible on a spouse record, or you're eligible for unfortunate reasons, maybe a survivor benefit, then we'll take all that in consideration, let you know your options, and we'll help you out. The other thing that is important right now that's going on is the Affordable Care Act. The Affordable Care Act is for those that maybe don't have access yet to Medicare. They're not age 65. They don't have disability or haven't had a disability for more than 24 months. And they've already stopped working. And maybe you're in that situation, so you don't have coverage, or you feel that your coverage is very expensive. Well, you can go on to www.covercalifornia or coverca.com. If you take a look at this slide, what you'll see there on the top is the website that you can go on and look at the information. Not only that, you can also apply. Now, signing up for the coverage is very simple, because you can sign up and file for both Medi-Cal as well as the Covered California. The thing to remember right now is that February 15th is the final date in which you can file. It's the closing of our open enrollment for Covered California, or that Affordable Care Act. So you have to act quickly. Once again, whenever we're talking about any medical coverage dates, whether it be Medicare, whether it be the Affordable Care Act, those are very, very important dates. We do not have any flexibility. So when we let you know, as in the Affordable Care Act in the Covered California, you only have from November 15th, which already started, to February 15th. Once February 15th closes, even though that's on a Sunday, if you walk into an office or you get a hold of them on Monday and say, well, yesterday was Sunday, I didn't have the ability to talk to you, they're going to tell you that they're very sorry and apologize, but you are not able to sign up any longer. It also, if you have changes, let me share a question with you that perhaps maybe someone who's on Affordable Care Act or would have it would ask. And that is, say the question is this: I recently got married, and how can I update my insurance under the Affordable Care Act? And so if you ask this question, and if we go to that slide and to the next slide, we can jump right in and look at the answer. The answer is this: if you recently got married, or there was that change or for the insurance with Affordable Care Act, the answer is this: you can do so. You can change that. You can make the changes that are necessary. You can update the information. But it has to be before the Affordable Care Act open enrollment period ends, which is February 15th. You have to take action at that time. You and your spouse can shop for new health care plans anytime before February 15th, but be sure to update your information, including your new name, address, or anything else that you might have changed at healthcare.gov. And that's your hub. That's the central place as far as once you start the benefits, that would be where you would go to for all the information or anything that needs to be done. And then that way you can start looking at the different plans, whatever one best suits you. Visit their website. Be familiar with them. If you have need for medical coverage, and again, you're not age 65 yet, it's prior to, and you have stopped working and you no longer have, through yourself or through a spouse, medical coverage, then you need to look at those, because there's also penalties. We understand this. This has come out. This is new and enrolling. I don't want to go too far into that, but you really need to be informed about what your options are. If you don't take precautions, what types of penalties will hit you. So please jump on those websites. get the information that you need so that you don't have a scenario later on and asking, well, now I have these penalties, or now I can't change, or I can't get to a program or a medical coverage that I need. So I want you to make sure that you have that information. Semi-related is Social Security. When you set up that My Social Security account, we have now integrated into that My Social Security account the ability for you to have a 1099. If we go to that slide, you'll see, beginning this tax season, and this is from a news release which was put out on February 2nd of this year, 2015, our acting commissioner, Carolyn Colvin, stated, beginning this tax season, anyone on My Social Security account who has an active account, who's a holder, and misplaces their original SSA 1099, which allows you to file your taxes, will be able to request an instant replacement from the menu of online services. So once you have that My Social Security account, you're able to jump on and you're able to print out the 1099. Say you had received it in the mail, you had already received it once, you misplaced it, or you need another copy. Very easy to do as long as you have the My Social Security account. So what you're going to start to see from Social Security, as I've already kind of covered, is that when you have your account, you're going to have access to the information or printouts that long before or prior to, you would have to come into the office, show your ID, we would give you the printout, and you just wasted maybe 30 minutes to an hour, hour and a half to get one piece of paper that now, having the account, you can go right on, click in, you've already set up your own password, it's protected all of your information for your own privacy. You go on, you print out that report or that statement that you need or the 1099, and you're able to do the transactions that are required for your business. It is a fantastic tool, a fantastic ability to have that added into the menu of services that we're offering. So please take advantage if you need that. Make sure you have your My Social Security account, and if you need to print that out, you're going to be able to. Now, also, we came out recently, and you might have already seen a news release or you might have heard. A couple years ago, we went to the scenario where, because of reduction, because of budget restraints and other issues that were going on, we reduced office hours. Again, not that we don't want to see you. We were still working and trying to get the work done, but as far as being able to see the public, they had reduced the times from 9 to 3 o'clock. Well, starting in March, on the 16th, so March 16th, effective March 16th, all offices will be open to the public for an additional hour on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Will be open from 9 o'clock until 4 o'clock. I've seen numerous people often come running in at 3:10 or 3:05 or 3:30. They're released from work, or they're getting out of work, or they're picked up the kids and they're rushing to our office only to find that we're closed. Well, for those that still have that window, or you're able to come in before 4 o'clock, starting on the 16th of March, we will extend that additional hour and go back to a 9 o'clock in the morning to 4. Now, if you heard me correctly and you saw it on there, it's only Monday and Tuesday, and then Thursday and Friday. Wednesdays will remain the same. We're going to be open from 9 o'clock till noon. We will close at noon. So don't come in on a Wednesday expecting to find us open till 4. Won't happen. This is nationwide. This is a federal. All offices are the same. As far as for any Social Security office, these are the hours that we will be open for business. Once again, starting on March 16th from 9 to 4, on Monday and Tuesday, first 2 days, Wednesday we close at noon, and back 9 to 4 on Thursday and Friday. So if you do need to come into our offices, go ahead and come on in. You'll know the times. If you need that later time, we're only a month away, and you'll be able to take advantage of our office being open for that additional hour. So changing gears a little bit, I want to go into some of the information that is, I think is really important. We've seen in the news recently, if you've been watching, issues numbers being released, people going in and hacking in and stealing Social Security numbers and other pertinent information. And we can't say enough that your own private information, the security of that is utmost. You don't want to be giving any information to anyone, and if at all possible, ask them not to use your Social Security number to link whether your accounts or other information. Social Security numbers were really intended and only solely intended to be used for work, to verify that you're able to work and to report that work and set up for benefits such as these. It's not really intended to be your financial connection and everything else that it's used for nowadays. And it's unfortunate, and it's why these things occur. So when we look at Social Security numbers, there's a few things that you need to understand why you would need, or possibly why you would either need your card or you need that number. And as you see there's a few things. Starting a new job, verifying eligibility for government services. Some people use it for opening up a bank account. Again, it's not intended for that. Others use it for obtaining medical coverage, filing taxes, obviously, legally changing your name. So let me read some of the information, because this is more so for if you need to access and change your name. If you need to have access and you probably want to change your last name, the marriage certificate is the first step. That is the point at which you can change your name legally. So when you come into the Social Security office, let's say that you have been married and you're trying to change your name, that is the document that you need. That's usually, most of all, probably the first one. Now, February 18th, and this is the first time I had ever heard of it, is, quote unquote, get another name day, end quote. It's the day that people go out and choose, I guess, when to have a different name. Well, that's fine, and people, for whatever reason, want to change their names. But if you do so, you need to do so legally, and then you need to correct the Social Security with your Social Security card and the name that we have on our records. In order to do so, you need to do that, I would say, as quick and soon as possible. Because everything that's going to be linked to your work, with your taxes, as far as what you pay into Social Security, the FICA that's to your name, everything's going to be linked under the name connected to that number. And so if your work uses a new name, you got married and you gave them your new name, but you haven't changed it with us, when they go and try to process your W-2, and this takes, obviously right now in tax season has a lot to do with this, and often this is where we see people rushing into our offices to get this corrected. They wait till the last minute. But if they file that W-2 and they're using your maiden name, and then all of a sudden the person gave their work or their employer the new name, the married name, those two will not connect and it will reject. And what will need to happen is you're going to have to come into Social Security and connect those. So we ask that when you do that, please do it timely. Now, a question about the Social Security cards that may come up. Let's take a look at this question. My child, let's say he's in high school, lost his Social Security card. How can I get a replacement? And this is kind of the usual thing that happens. We see it in our offices often. Let's take a look at the answer. So if you need to replace, you can replace your child's Social Security card at no cost to you. Look at what that says, no cost to you if it is lost or stolen. You are limited, though, to 3 replacement cards in a year. So no more than 3 a year, and no more than 10 replacement cards during a lifetime. Legal name changes and other exceptions do not count towards those limits. Also, you may not be affected by these limits if you can prove you need a card to prevent a significant hardship. So we're understanding. We know that there are situations that will come up and we'll excuse those. But you need to remember the card shouldn't be carried around and tossed around. You need to protect that. That's a very important number for you. And everything that's linked to it, you don't want someone to have access, so you don't want to be just leaving it places. So protect your card. don't carry it in your wallet is probably the best advice that we can give you so that someone doesn't steal your identity. We know that identity theft is huge. People are constantly looking. I was reading an article that stated, if I remember this right, out in the black market, they can get, I believe it was $2 or $3 if they can just get the Social Security number with I believe it was just the date of birth. But if they can get a Social Security number, the date of birth, and the person's maiden name, the mother's maiden name, it doubles in price and they can get $6 or so per each of those. If they can get the bank account number, a password, and then that other identifying information, it'll shoot up in the black market up to about $1,000. So please do us a favor, protect what you have. But if you need a card, it's been misplaced, it got sent through the washer and destroyed, whatever the case may be, that's fine. You can come down and get a replacement card. Bring ID, valid ID that is not expired. We'll gladly issue, and it takes about 2 weeks to get it in the mail. You have to come into the office and show that identification. We'll take that information, send out your new card to you in the mail, no problem. But you have a limit of 3 in a year. The last thing that I'd like to do is put out there that February being with Valentine's Day, which happens to be my birthday. I was born on Valentine's Day. February is a month that we celebrate love and friendship. So I close with this. In the article such as or goes, wear your heart on your sleeve. We're celebrating love and friendship in this month. The Centers for Disease Control, the CDC, has declared February as American Heart Month to bring awareness to the leading causes for both men and women in the United States, heart disease. I know that maybe most of you know when you look at your family history, if that's there, it's why, again, I'm wearing the red tie today. So disabilities, when we connect it back, we understand that disability is a benefit that many have through Social Security. And if they find themselves in that situation that they need to file for disability because they cannot work, then please come down and file. If you know someone in that situation, we want, first of all, to take care of themselves, their health and medical situation. But if for any reason they find themselves disabled, it may be emotional situations. 1/3 of disability benefits are due to mental disorders. If someone falls in the category, we'd love to have them come in and file. So as we close today, what I'd like to say and just remind you, I want to say thank you. Thank you for being with me today. God bless America and especially Laguna Woods. Till next time.